Let's talk about the 4 C's of diamonds today. Color, clarity, cut, carat. And what is very easy, however, made very confusing by a lot of people. So let's do it the easy way. Let's say we saw a guy rob a store, and the police came up to us and said, what'd the guy look like? Well, let's say he was wearing a long-sleeve khaki shirt, and he was a white guy with blue eyes and glasses and brown graying hair. He was a little chubby, about 5'8", khaki shirt, blue jean pants. He had on brown belt and shoes, and he went that way. So let's talk about our description. What did we focus on? We focused on color, 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 color. If you want to begin at an excellent diamond selection, begin at color. Perfectly without color is D. Goes all the way to Z. E, F, G, H are the range I like a lot. And in particular, G is a range I like a lot. Gemological Institute of America terms, GIA, are widely accepted and very strict. And a G color, even on white metal, will appear more colorless than a lot of colors you might go H, I, J down the line. So I recommend starting with G color or better. You can go better, but G is a perfect place to start. So now that we have a colorless diamond, and colorless might look like a gallon of water in a crystal vase, let's move on to cut. Now you called me 5'8" and chubby, and that was true, I am. So if a diamond is cut too deep, it might appear smaller across the top than it really is. So you buy a 1 carat diamond that looks like a 9/10 carat, not good. Or you buy a diamond that's cut too shallow, so you got a 1 carat diamond that looks like a 1.1 carat. Again, not good because light will travel right through it because it's shallow. So proper cut might mean depth and width. It might mean the flat part on top, the table, is a certain percentage of the entire width. It might mean the depth of the diamond is a certain percentage of the total width. We look at certain percentages that the table might be to the girdle, that the girdle might be to the pavilion, and we arrive at depth-width ratios that way. Cut can get very confusing very quickly, but one thing I emphasize is anything I sell you, unless you tell me otherwise, is going to be very good to excellent cut grade. And when you get very good to excellent cut grade, you ensure that your diamond will not just be pretty, but it'll be intense. It'll give a lot of fire, a lot of brilliance. You can buy ideal cut grade. In my opinion, that is overbuying cut. It's something that I would appreciate under a loupe, under a jeweler's light, and frankly, it's just overbuying. So let's look at another C, and that might look like carat. Carat's a measure of weight. That's all it is. 100 points equals 1 carat. So if you bought a 76-point diamond, you bought just over a 3/4 carat. That's all carat is. Now when you combine it with cut, you could tell me I have a round diamond that's about 6.1 millimeters across, and it weighs 100 points, and I would know that you have a 1 carat diamond because of proper depth and width and cut. So let's look at the last C, which might be clarity. Clarity is important, but only to a degree. I always ask my customers, do you own a jeweler's loupe? A lot of the time they tell me no, unless it's a geology student. So they might own a jeweler's loupe, they don't own a jeweler's loupe, and they ask me, what was that for? Well, jeweler's loupe's for inspecting diamonds. And if a diamond is so clean clarity-wise, there's nothing in it, then you might look at a diamond in a jeweler's loupe and find something that you couldn't see with the eyeball. But you know what? You just told me you don't own a jeweler's loupe, and though I own over 20 of them, if you catch me out at the street, I'm not going to have one on me. No one carries a jeweler's loupe around. So let's look at common sense and review what really matters of a diamond. Your description of me was color first, then cut. Then we talk about other things. With diamonds, it's similar. If you get a diamond that is intensely colorless, it's going to appear more beautiful because it's not yellow or brown. If you get a diamond that's cut very well, it's going to give you a brilliant pop. So at the backyard barbecue your friend's hosting, from 15 feet away, you'll look over at your fiance and say, I bought a nice diamond. And you know what? Other people will be saying that too. Carat is just a measure of weight. And then there's clarity, which matters to a point. It matters to the point that if you don't need this, if it's clean to the eyeball, say SI1 clarity, you're going to get a diamond that's really clean to the eye, and unless you pull out a jeweler's loupe, it'll be clean to everyone's eye. Then there's a thing called fluorescence. We can't leave without talking about it, and no one talks about it. Fluorescence is we've got a big crystal vase here full of a gallon of filtered water, and if I added ground up salad croutons or pepper, I would mess up the clarity. If I added shots of iced tea or Coke or lemonade, I would mess up the color. But for fluorescence, if I added an 8-ounce glass of milk, poured it in, stirred it up, I would not have changed the color because a glass of milk and a gallon of water really wouldn't change the color. I would not have changed the clarity. Again, it dissipates. But I will have added a a haze to the liquid. The haze, the hue, the dullness that's added by adding milk to a gallon of water would fluoresce the water. It would make it less brilliant. Fluorescence is a very big deal. Some jewelry sites even say it's no big deal. It just makes the diamond glow under ultraviolet light. I disagree. If we're going to get a diamond that is intensely bright, that pops with the brilliance and fire that it should, we want to stay away from fluorescence. So, a colorless pick that's cut correctly, that weighs what your budget affords, that is a clean enough diamond that we need a jeweler's loupe to find anything wrong with it, that doesn't have any milk in the water, that doesn't have any haze to it, is a diamond that will be an intensely bright diamond and a great addition to a custom ring from 5th Sea Fine Jewelry.